Just want to do a recording to get across the dire state of this road, this motorway. Da-dunk, da-dunk, da-dunk. So this is the M25. A sad change of plan for me today. I was going to be going down the M4, and I was going to jump in on as many service stations and show you my favourite service station, or one of my favourite. But I was going to go to a plethora of them. But sadly, a really sad thing's cropped up. My bestie, her mum had 2 heart attacks during the night, and so I'm off to Bedford to support. She's not well. She's not well, and yeah, just and really. Well, sad update. Kerry's mum passed away early this morning. So, condolences and thoughts, really. All the family came up, and I think dying is difficult for families, obviously. But the small solace is, shout out to East Anglia Ambulance Service, the Hems car that turned up, and the fire brigade. And I'm going to send an email to all. They worked really hard, tricky extrication, and it meant that the entire family could be there to say goodbye. There you go. I'm now Banbury at rush hour, and I'm heading towards Ross-on-Wye for the evening. It'll be a late, dark park up, and I realise I haven't...
We found a faster route which saves 8 minutes. If you prefer to stay on the current route, tap no, thanks.
No, thanks, because it's going to route me on the motorways down near Birmingham, and going into rush hour, it won't be any quicker. And it's way more mileage, and I'm never in a rush. But I think I will stop in a minute and actually get some food. And I'm going to do that here. Food, you say, Bart? Yes. McDonald's? You on your carnivore diet? Yep. I found a brilliant hack at McDonald's when I'm away and need to eat. So I will buy 3 double cheeseburgers, take the buns off, and just have the meat and cheese. And they're cheap. Genius. If we can find a parking space at McDonald's, which I don't think is going to be that easy. Morning. On a cold but slightly warmer morning than it's been. And I'm at Ross-on-Wye, and now we're going to head into Wales. And we're going to do some cooking. Going to find some adventure. I'm in Wales. I'm quite a way into Wales. Excuse the coughing. Man flu, back down to a 2 out of 10. This is lovely. I am going to hope that the cloud base rises, because I've got plans today which I'd like to take you on. But if the cloud base doesn't rise, then there's a plan B. Currently on the A40, I think I'm in Monmouthshire, and I'm about 15 miles from Brecon, coming in from the east, heading west. Go and overtake. You know you want to. I think it's the space and the peace. Just bring the map up. Almost there. My favourite kind of road, a single track, nowhere to pull over. Oh, the roads are getting so bad. I know anecdotally we all say potholes are awful, but this year it's on a different level. Hang on. And being in this van, I feel them. But I love this. Here we are. Bye bye, Jenny. This is where we're going. Going to explore. I just met this sheep farmer. Really nice. He'd sent his mad dog driving the sheep further down for the day. Just such a nice guy, and really appreciates what he has, that this is his world, and how much he enjoys looking after his sheep, and that this week they'd just been scanning them to see which ones were pregnant, and just told me to have a really great time, and if I'm up near his farm next time, drop in and say hello. I mean, just what a really nice thing. But then, you know, there's that kindred spirit that he realises here's another guy on the planet that appreciates what he's got. Look at this. Oh, I'm just so happy. This is beautiful. I love it here. I really do. You know, no matter what's going on in my life, even before I moved to van life, all of it. Bloody chilly water, I can tell you. So I'm going to put this out there. We might go to my favourite little plunge pool tomorrow morning for a bit of swear therapy. Well, this looks like a path. I've not done this one before. So we'll see how we get on. Oh, that's because I think I came down a different route last time. So Jenny's way over there. I'm using my Garmin watch to head to the blue bit at the top, and the path keeps disappearing. And look at this lovely green slate. We've got a cross here. Though I might... Oh, it's not slippery. Famous last words, I might cross there. I think that's where most people are doing it. We're in no rush. He says it's not slippery, but you never know. Ba-dump! I did a jump. Maybe I've just got sensible in my old age. But really, on your own, middle of nowhere. I'd rather get home than not at all. Oh, God, I can jump it here. Easy peasy, he says, as the bank gives way and he falls to his doom. Doom, Captain Mannering. We're all doomed. There she is. Oh. Righty. Let's try and focus. I have been known to lose the path on many occasions. A little bit breathless. Let's put that down to man flu and not being mountain unfit. But come on. Oh, just, it's heavenly. It is what we should all have. I need to read my thesaurus so I can adequately describe the sensations, the emotions. Oh. It's nice. Nice is such a crap word, isn't it? Oh, that's nice. Hang on. Oh. Is this going to be a false summit? I think so. I don't think I'm as close as I hope I am, according to my watch. Oh. It's not a sound, apart from me squelching, huffing and a puffing. Random thought of the day. For all the 60-year-olds out there, HR puffing stuff. That was a good one. Well, still got little remnants of snow on the ground here. Thought it was chilly. But anyway, it's now time that I focus on the route I'm taking and on my Garmin watch. Quite frankly, the best watches for this kind of hike in these conditions. And these are, you know, not your day trip conditions. You really don't want to be out here in bloody Crocs and t-shirt and crap like that, which I've seen. I was once on a 3-day hike over the Brecon Beacons many years ago, and a storm was rolling in, and I met this couple. So I was early 30s, they're in their 50s, maybe older. Sandals, shorts, shirt, with a guidebook to Wales and a paper map of the Brecon Beacons. No idea where they were. No concept that hell was about to come in the next 30 minutes. And that was one of the worst storms I've ever been out in. And I just pointed them in the direction of the nearest footpath to go down. It was that bad. I took off my backpack because it had a metal frame, put it in another sort of foxhole that the sheep have, and then I went 100 yards away and just hunkered under a tarp to let it pass. That was a loud one. There aren't many times out here I'm scared, but I was scared. You were scared. Going to put the camera down, pay attention to my watch, make sure I'm leaving a breadcrumb trail on the watch. You know, I've got it on save. But if it gets worse than this, I don't want to get caught out. But these Garmin watches, I've had the Fenix 5, 7, I've got an Epix now. They've got all these little paths on them. They're just so good. I was on a whiteout on Dartmoor once, and I selected a tour, the nearest one, and it directed me there so I could hunker down behind it. So if you're into this kind of outdoor snizzle, I really recommend them. Fantastic battery life. I'm doing a review. It's not a sponsored segment. I took my watch with me on a 2-week tour around Europe on the motorbikes, didn't charge it once, put on an expedition mode, came home, 50% battery life. There you go, there's my review. Right, onwards. It's chilly. But not chilly enough, because it's damn boggy. So I've sort of come off the path. The path was, well, just a quagmire. Giggity. Hey, hang on a minute. It's just, this is unique. It's not weak if I cry. It's just a little bit overwhelming in its bleak beauty. Oh. I can't find a decent route, and I'm on the path, you know. Oh well, I suppose it's just cold wet tootsies all the way there. After a bit of backtracking and a bit of slurping, found the path. It was really very close to not finding it, but I mean, it completely disappeared in the swamp. Bit chillier still, so that's why I brought another windproof, semi-waterproof coat and a puffer jacket, so that if I have to stop, if I twist my ankle, I can stay relatively warm. We don't want to be a statistic now, do we? Oh, this is just so unexpectedly lovely. I mean, just, it might not be for you. So if you're enjoying this content of how my approach on van life is to explore nature, you know, I understand some people do full-time van life, you know, like me, financial reasons, but then they work because they're younger. And yes, I do work, I'm not retired. Make a living from my meditation podcast, and hopefully soon with this channel. I could probably see it if it wasn't so foggy. So it takes an opportunity to say, please, if you haven't subbed already, please do, and hit that little bell notification. So I have shows that come out every Thursday at 6, which are these, about what I get up to, and then on Sundays, and then it's gone all boggy again. On Sundays, it's all about my mindful approach to life. As someone who used to suffer terribly from issues and has now sort of controls them with a more balanced approach, a kinder approach to myself. That's what I'm walking in. All right. Oh, ice. Not icy enough though. Yay! Look what we found, peeps. How stunning. Oh, hang on. Sorry, wobbly camera. Got gloves on. Yeah. We're here. It just seems odd to be in the middle of nowhere, away from everything. And then there's a hoofing Great Lake with even more snow on the mountains. I thought I heard a car. It's the water. I won't be swimming in it today, but we'll be back in the summer. Going to spend a while here exploring. Again, apologies for the wobbliness. If it's not boggy, we'll go over to the snow. Wow. It's interesting. Right, let's have a moment. Oh, just beautiful. I may just have a van to my name, but I've got this. Extra layers on now because I was waiting. Did a bit of droning, which you've just seen. Loads of snow, but it's really closed in. But here's the start of whatever river this becomes. And there's Jenny over in the distance. I'm back, I think, away from the worst of the yick, just on the other side of where I was, which was over there. And then bizarrely, well, just now, I had a full 4G signal. How? I'm in the middle of nowhere, in a dip. So I pinged my 3-word location to my safety partner, just because I was still in the middle of a bit of a bog, and which was nice. Feel a little bit, I wasn't stressed, I was just like, didn't want to become a problem. I never want to be people's problems. I just want to be me. What do you want to be? Right, where we join our path over here. Time to fill up with water now. Now this is purely for showering and cooking, so it's going to be boiled. I do have one of those like ultra-micron water filters, but I only use that when I'm out hiking. And we're going to go and get some of this water. Woohoo! Yay! Let's get water. Well, here we are. There was more footage, but I lost the mic. So here's some of it. This wonderful pool that I really want to get into, but later in the year. I'm going to go to a different one first thing tomorrow morning. And I made it back to the van. Obviously it was just bliss. I then filled up my water containers from the stream and then boiled that up, not just for supper but for a wonderful shower. Just 10 litres of water, which is more than I normally have, just so I could really get rid of the grime and just feel just refreshed. So thank you ever so much. Right, I'm almost falling asleep, and you don't need that when you're trying to run a YouTube channel. Don't want to bore you. Thank you for watching. Don't forget, this Sunday it's the Mindful Moments. It's my musings, it's my newsletter about how I see the world around me and how I empower hundreds of thousands of others via my other podcast. So please do like, subscribe, share. Do leave me a comment about other places to go. I'll be back up in this area again soon, but I'm going to travel down to Cornwall next week. At the weekend I'm at Cardiff for a big martial arts event, so I'll pop few bits of those in. Thank you so much for all of you that do already watch and subscribe. Feel free to pop this on your social media. If you've got people, friends that are into van life, into the outdoors, into exploring not just the world around them but ourselves, maybe they'll like this as well. Take care. I'm Martin. This is Only Vans Guru. Bye.